Welcome back to the Source Garage. So this is the beginning of the C7 Z06 full detail and a couple of experiments along the way. So I'm going to be walking through the entire detailing process, documenting everything as I go, talking about all the steps and the products I use and the techniques I use in some instances, and have a couple experiments planned along the way. So some of those being the biggest one being the rim coating or rim protection experiment. So I've got behind me here another 19 different forms of protection for your rims, waxes, sealants, dedicated rim coatings. And so when I get the car up on the lift, I'll take the rims off and do a full paint correction on the rims as well and prep those for putting all these coatings, sealants, and waxes on. And we're going to see which one of those works the best. So over time, I'll be doing updates on that. That's probably the biggest experiment to go along with the car itself. Doing a two-step paint correction on it after I do the decon here. And then once it's all paint corrected, I have Adam's graphene ceramic coating. So this is a new coating for me to try out, and I'll be putting that on. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, just going through the whole process, documenting everything along the way. And starting today, doing the decon. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff here laid out for the decon. I'll talk through in just a second. After the decon, going to do paint touch-ups. So I've got some of the factory matched paint colors, so some white and some carbon flash black that I'm going to be touching up a few spots that have little rock chips here and there. After that, going to be doing a little bit of wet sanding on those, probably doing compounding, polishing, putting the coating on. I'm going to be installing diffuser fins and the fascia extension once I get the car up on the lift. So I got a whole long process here drawn out. Oh, the other big experiment with the wheels when they come off is the big bucket. If you've seen my giant bucket of large wheel detailing tools, so to speak, all different kinds of brushes and woolies and whatnot, I'm going to be doing an in-depth review of a bunch of those when I get the wheels off, so we can look at how they clean your rims from kind of the front and the back and what gets around into what area is the best. So that'll be another big thing once the wheels come off. But starting today, go through the decon process. So I'm going to be first rinsing down the car just to get all the light stuff off the top. Going to be foaming it, so I've got Purple Power concentrate here and a Trinova foam cannon. I really just like this cannon because of the large base and the big mouth. It's really just easy to use and it makes good foam just like pretty much every other foam cannon. Then I've got my Ultimate Multi-Mitt Wash Kit, which is on thesourcegarage.com, and my nice fancy transparent buckets here. Just got some general body shampoo, and then a couple tools here to help get into the tailpipes and get some gunk off of there before I do a full cleanup of the tailpipes, because those are pretty nasty on this thing. It doesn't look like they've been cleaned in almost probably forever. They're pretty black. After that, going to do some iron removal, and I got some Terminator here if there's any areas I need to use that on. And then after rinsing that all off, move on to claying. So clay lube, nanoskin pad here, and then drying it off. So I got my Milwaukee Tool blower and Griot's PFM drying towel. And so once that's all done, we can bring it in and start looking for paint touch-up areas and get it up on the lift. Get the wheels off, maybe install the diffuser fins and the fascia extension today as well, probably start taping it up, and yeah, go from there. So let's get into the decon process. So just to show you my little setup here, so got my little Greenworks 1500 PSI, nothing fancy, with a water filter connected to it, and I think a hose I got for like 10 bucks off eBay. That works fine. Then got my bucket set up here and my foam cannon and my couple tools for the tailpipes. That's really it. Nothing super fancy, just getting the job done. So with that, I'll start with just rinsing off the car here. All right, so with everything rinsed off now, move on to the foam can in here. Now I'll get our buckets over here. Since my driveway's on a slope, I don't have a nice fancy push rolling cart set up. Ever again by a house like this. And I think I have 8 mitts here, 8 or 9 mitts in total. And I sell the kit the way that I do because I think it's enough mitts to get through everything I want to, and try and use a bunch of them on the but you could make one last longer, right? To less dirty areas. And then on the dirty spots, especially around the bottom and the front of the car, I'll use less area on the mitts. I think I've typically found myself like saving one just to like go around the edges on the bottom. And I don't care as much this time as I think I normally would, because I am doing a full paint correction on it, so I'm not super concerned about any kind of light marring or scratching. It's like the very front of the car is going to get dedicated mitt for up front there. I think I should have 2 or 3 left at this point, the front and back. Yeah, roughly. Ugh. These things just soak up all the water in that bucket. I do really like these mitts because they just handle so well for me. They're not too heavy, but they hold a ton of liquid, and I can always be squeezing them as I go around the car and getting more out of them. And I think they just do a good job cleaning in general. And I got 2 left here. I think 2, oh, even 3. I think I must have put like 9 or 10 in here. I just grabbed my whole stack I had. This thing just slays mosquitoes and other bugs and gets them all over the front here. And they stand out really bright. I've probably let it go too long as well, without actually cleaning everything after I got it. I should have gotten to some of these bugs sooner, I know. Alright, well, I got one extra. I'm gonna do the front again. They still squeeze out a ton of stuff. Alright, time to rinse it off. All right, let's get these out of the way. So now it's time for the iron removal process. So what I do is I'm going to take this just Meguiar's iron remover, spray down the entire car with it, and then I kind of work it into the paint with the rag now. And I don't always necessarily need to do this. I really can't tell. I've been trying to go back and forth between using iron remover by itself, let it sit, versus working it in, because I'm not sure if there's one reason to do it or another, so I'm just trying it out. I'm using this big sprayer I got because the this thing pumps out a lot of liquid per trigger, so I can cover a lot of area much faster than if you watch my CTSV video. I was using I think like a standard trigger that came on a McKee's pump, and that thing, like, my finger was killing me by the time I got to by the time I got done with that. It's covered in iron remover, so I'm just gonna work it in lightly, and I'll point it out if there is any iron here. We'll see. Oh, this is getting tacky. I don't like that. That black must be getting too hot. It's okay on here. Yeah, it's starting to dry up there. Uh-oh. It's okay on the white. The black roof here though. Yeah, all right. I didn't think it was going to be that too hot, but these parts aren't too bad. Just that roof. I guess it's been sitting in the sun longer. I just gotta make sure I'm keeping it wet at this point, so we're gonna forego the scrubbing it in favor of not having it dry into the paint. Now, this pillar over here that's in the shade, not tacky at all, not drying any, so I can let that still sit. Just the roof. Yeah, I was getting concerned about that. Everything else is okay. And honestly, I'm not seeing any, I got a second here, I'll take the camera off and show you. I'm not seeing any reaction occurring on the car. Which I think I would be at this point. Especially on this white, it would stick out a lot. But yeah, just not seeing it. So must not have hardly any iron on it at all, which is a good sign for my claying. My claying then should be really easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it off now then. All right, so now it is time for claying. So I got my nanoskin and my clay lube. I'm gonna wash this out occasionally, and I'm gonna watch out on the top here. I don't want the clay lube drying or doing anything like the iron decon on top here, which seems to be getting very hot very fast. I think I'm actually gonna do the top, and then I'm gonna spray it off. That way I don't have any risk of anything drying on it. I'm gonna do this pillar here. I'm gonna run around to the other side. Yeah, and I can already see it starting to dry on the other side. I am not liking the sprayer. This is my first time trying out this press-all sprayer. Seems to be kind of like flaking on me. All right, so I'm gonna rinse off the top and my pad here. Now I feel a bit better about that. Come back to do it. So I'm gonna do the shaded side first, then move over to the sun side, and then rinse it off from there. All right, so let's spray this off, rinse down the car one more time, and we'll do the last side here. All right, so let's get to the rest of the side here. So I'm really excited about the rim test, the rim coating, rim protection, whatever. I don't think I've seen anyone do as much as I'm going to do with, like, you know, 19 different products, coatings, waxes, like dedicated wheel waxes versus dedicated rim coatings versus can you use like turtle wax, seal and shine, you know, just basic stuff like that. Really looking forward to how that performs and seeing how, like, I guess talking about everything outside of just the performance of, you know, like cost, how easily does it go on, what kind of water repellency does it have or beating when you spray water on the rim, because I'll have it off the car and I'll show that stuff as well. So doing just a full comprehensive breakdown of everything around all these different rim coatings, sealants, waxes. So I really just want to get, since I made the wheel detailing stand, right, I want to make a full package that's everything, like wheels, what's the best coating, what's the best cleaning tools. I've got that Elasta detail brush, which is an awesome brush. I need to get some like boar's hair brushes and, you know, the staples like that are just good all around brushes. And then when I do this large wheel cleaning review, you'll get their large wheel detailing tool review. You'll get to see what it's like to use some of these tools from the backside, because a lot of people are concerned about like the barrels and how well am I getting into the barrels of the car, or the barrels of the wheel when it's still on the car. So I do a lot of stuff that's wheels off. All right, that's kind of my thing, is taking wheels off the car, put them on the wheel detailing stand and showing them a lot of love that they normally don't get. So going over all those tools and showing people what it's like from behind and make sure they're getting their barrels cleaned. And I think I've got a pretty good spread of all the different products, so I'll show that off and see what they look like, and then maybe try and buy my own for the store eventually. So I've got so many ideas for products I want to get and try, and, you know, time and money. Just gotta, more so time is my issue right now. Is I did this part. I did to start with. More so time right now between my job and how much work that is with my counterpart, and my position is out, so I'm by myself doing a ton of work right now, sitting in my basement staring at spreadsheets all day, processing analytics, running calculations on models and whatnot. Super thrilling stuff. Not nearly as fun as coming out here and detailing a car though. I'm doing this black part last because, as we talked, as you saw before, the issues with it drying. All right, so I think this whole car. Let's give it a final rinse off here and rinse over. Let's pull this into the garage and finish drying it off so it's not sitting in the sun here. All right, so that's in the garage. If we floor it, did something, although the battery is dying, so I was wondering why it wasn't blowing as much as I thought it normally did. This is the best drying towel I've ever used. Just kind of drag it around. It gets everything. When I'm drying off like this, like basically just draping the towel and then lightly touching it up against the car. All right, so I got the car in, dried off, and just gonna do a little walk around here. Now that it's in here, all cleaned up, looking nice and shiny as you would expect after a nice deep cleaning. Not a whole lot of bug guts splattered along the front anymore, or on the mirrors. So next steps is to go ahead and get it up on the lift and get the wheels off and look for rock chips and put some painted diffuser fins on and replace the red tail markers here with some black ones, and go from there with the paint correction after do that. But looks good already, and it's not going to have nearly the paint correction needing to be done to it that was done with the CTSV. So that's the ending of the decon portion here. If you want to buy the Ultimate Multi-Mitt wash kit like I just used with these nice fancy buckets and these wash mitts, and I'll sell grit guards with it, check out thesourcegarage.com. Yeah, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, tell me I look like an idiot and I should have known the roof was gonna start heating up really fast and dry my iron remover and clay lube on it. Yeah, tell me I look like an idiot in the comments below too. So support the source, check out thesourcegarage.com, and thanks for watching.